while the US is still struggling to get coronavirus under control, it's also continuing to deal with the economic fallout of the pandemic. And although congressional Republicans eventually agreed with Democrats that the country needs another round of coronavirus relief, the two sides have been unable to reach an agreement on what that should look like. Nancy Pelosi wants to extend the $600 a week benefits, while Mitch McConnell wants to give people just enough to starve. But luckily for America, there's an excellent deal maker who lives in the White House. But because she's busy in the Rose Garden, her husband came up with this.
This morning, there's confusion and controversy about President Trump's new executive actions on coronavirus relief. On Saturday, Trump signed 4 executive actions that would extend unemployment benefits, curb evictions, provide relief to student borrowers, and suspend collection of payroll taxes. But Democrats are bashing the president's moves. They say he's exceeding presidential authority and that his orders actually accomplish far less than meets the eye.
A lot of the claims President Trump made at his New Jersey golf club this weekend simply don't add up. He says he's preventing evictions, but in reality, his order directs federal agencies to consider whether halting evictions is necessary. Even some Republicans are accusing the president of making promises he constitutionally can't keep. Republican Senator Ben Sasse calls the president's executive actions unconstitutional slop.
Damn, unconstitutional slop. I thought that's what they called the in-flight meals on Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines. The real joke is, we don't serve meals. But you gotta give it to Trump, man. He knows that Congress is so gridlocked that they can make even him look good. Because you see, it doesn't matter if his executive orders are illegal or toothless or completely unworkable. He understands that even the appearance of doing something is better than the appearance of going on recess in the middle of a recession, which is what Congress is doing. Although Congress will tell you that they aren't on recess. Yeah, apparently they're just at home, but they'll come back if there's a deal, which they won't be because they're not working. But they're not on recess, so don't call it recess. They're just not working, which is not recess. It's just home thing. And don't get me wrong, some of these ideas that Trump proposed are actually good ones. I mean, suspending student loan payments makes a lot of sense right now, and banning evictions is a great idea. Even though I'm pretty sure that Trump only wants that because he thinks it means that he can't get kicked out of the White House. But as for these other ideas, Trump has just created a mess, right? He wants to extend unemployment insurance, but even if he can convince a court that he's allowed to do that without Congress, it only works if states agree to foot part of the bill. And by freezing the payroll tax, he's either going to hit people with a huge bill when it's unfrozen, or he might have to cut Social Security because it gets its money from the payroll tax. So in many ways, Trump's executive orders are like those coupons that you get, where it says, the good news in big letters, free value meal. But then on the bottom in small print, it says, offer only valid in Alaska between 2 and 4 in the morning. And if Jerry's working, then you have to share your fries with him. So, once again, President Trump has tried to solve a problem and ended up creating a bigger mess. But if you're wondering whether he thinks he's doing a good job, well, here's one indication.
President Trump may be pushing to have his face added to Mount Rushmore. The president has been public about his admiration of the monument. He spoke there during the July 4th weekend. Now the New York Times says the White House reached out to South Dakota's governor last year asking about the process of adding presidents. The governor is quoted as saying the president has expressed sincere interest in the idea.
That's right. Trump thinks that he deserves to be on Mount Rushmore. And honestly, I agree with him. I think we should put Trump on Mount Rushmore, but not a carving. I think we should actually put him on Mount Rushmore. No phone, no internet, problem solved. Actually, I wouldn't even mind Trump's face being carved into Mount Rushmore, just as long as they choose the right picture. Because there are a lot of Trump faces that I could get behind. Like, how about trying to catch a baseball Trump? Or hair blowing in the wind Trump? And who says it has to be a face? Let's just throw Trump's tennis ass up there, huh? The point is, this could be the monument that finally brings all of America together. Because liberals will look up at Mount Rushmore and be like, look at that ass. And conservatives will look up and be like, ooh, look at that ass.